St. Mary Netherton Daily Chronicle, Evening Edition, July 8, 1925. Good evening, dear listeners. Edmund Pruitt, addressing you as the village clock strikes 6 on this Wednesday, which has brought both the gentle satisfaction of summer routines and thoughtful community care to our peaceful village. The day has maintained its favourable conditions throughout, with temperatures remaining pleasantly moderate as Mr. Higgins predicted. The gentle southwest breeze persisted until approximately 4:30, when it yielded to what Mrs. Pemberton describes as perfect evening tranquility, entirely befitting the conclusion of another agreeable summer day. Several residents took advantage of the comfortable conditions to tend their gardens during the cooler morning hours, while others were observed making various preparations throughout the village. Mrs. Dorothy Ashworth's promised baking endeavours have proceeded with remarkable success throughout the day, with the distinguished lady completing her first batch of treasured family seed cake. The aromatic results of her generosity have filled Rosemere House with what Mrs. Margaret Whitmore describes as the most delightful fragrances that carry me back to our childhood summers together. Mrs. Ashworth expresses considerable satisfaction in sharing this cherished tradition, noting that the recipe has been in our family for 3 generations, and it brings me joy to see it appreciated by such dear neighbours. Dr. Peterson has announced the establishment of what he modestly terms informal medical consultations for our village's elderly residents, having observed that the recent warm weather may require adjustments to daily routines for those of advanced years. The good doctor spent this afternoon visiting several households to provide gentle guidance regarding seasonal health considerations, with Mrs. Crawford noting that his thoughtful attention to community wellness demonstrates the finest qualities of rural medical practice. The doctor's rounds included consultations regarding proper hydration during the continuing pleasant weather, with several residents expressing gratitude for his practical advice about maintaining comfort during the summer months. Dr. Peterson emphasizes that these visits represent neighborly care rather than formal medical intervention, though his professional expertise ensures that any concerns receive appropriate attention. Colonel Weatherby spent this afternoon carefully reviewing the sketches and observations compiled during yesterday's archaeological expedition to the ancient stone circle. The gentleman was observed making detailed annotations while examining the various discoveries, with particular attention paid to Miss Caroline Fieldstone's careful documentation of the bird she spotted atop the largest stone. Miss Allingham's identification of the specimen as a wheatear has prompted the Colonel to include these findings in his ongoing ornithological documentation. The tearoom's iced elderflower and mint cordial proved exceptionally refreshing throughout the day, with Mrs. Hartley reporting steady patronage from residents seeking cooling relief during their Wednesday activities. Watson continued his professional supervision with characteristic dignity, having been observed conducting what Mrs. Hartley characterizes as systematic afternoon preparations that demonstrate his complete understanding of the establishment's summer rhythms. Mrs. Barnes's leghorn hen produced its customary afternoon egg, maintaining what Dr. Peterson now considers remarkable consistency despite the community's continuing excitement surrounding recent archaeological discoveries. The bird was observed conducting its evening constitutional with what Mrs. Barnes interprets as dignified satisfaction, perhaps sensing the scholarly atmosphere that continues to flourish throughout our village. The Women's Institute announces that planning for their annual Autumn Preserves exhibition will commence next Tuesday, with Mrs. Hargrove noting that this year's arrangements will incorporate several innovative display methods inspired by the success of our recent summer fete. The committee expresses particular enthusiasm for what they term seasonal celebrations, that honour both tradition and thoughtful progress. That concludes our evening report. This is Edmund Pruitt bidding you good night from St Mary Netherton, where Wednesday draws to a close with the satisfaction of community care flourishing and the gentle anticipation of continued scholarly pursuits that enrich our peaceful village life.